Christiana Rosa here with Kokomo Jackrabbits head coach Johnston Hobbs. Coach, you had a phenomenal game today, and it was very different from the last three you played against the Leprechauns. What was your approach to today's game?
Well, I mean, the script was the same. It's just that we closed today. Ordinarily, 99% of the time, our problem is once we get out of the sixth, we're usually in the lead into sixth or seventh inning in a lot of these games. I can think of 40 games this year. I keep track because I'm a pain freak, and we just can't close. But today, we had a little bit of a cushion, so we didn't get really hurt by the couple of errors, which usually would have hurt us if we've only scored 2 or 3 runs. But since we put 11 on the board, you make 2 errors, you really don't notice that kind of stuff. And then we got the outs when we needed to, and I wasn't going to mess around tonight. I was, if you come in, you're not throwing strikes, I'm going to pull you.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about the offensive performance of your team. You guys had 13 runs on just 5 hits, and that was really credited toward you finding every single gap and error that the Leprechauns made or performed. How did you find those consistently throughout the game?
Well, again, that's what usually happens to us. We, for a long time there, we averaged anywhere from 10 to 14 freebies a game between walks and wild pitches and errors. And that's something that we've been working on a lot lately. And, the problem is if you don't score enough runs, you got to play excellent defense, and you have to take advantage of every opportunity you have offensively. And we didn't do that a lot hitting in the first 3 games. We got leads, and then we couldn't hold on to it. Where today we had enough cushion where we relaxed a little bit and played within ourselves and, went out to the guys and just said, just throw strikes. Don't worry about velocity. Don't worry about all that other crap. Just stick to the fundamentals and let's hang on to this thing.
Yeah, your pitching was extremely important today, especially with starting pitcher Throneberry. He had a phenomenal outing with 6 strikeouts and 108 pitches. How important was his performance and coming out hot out of the gates?
Well, Connor's been really good for it. His last 5 or 6 starts have been really solid. He's only struggled once or twice this year, but he's gotten better as he's gone. He's going to throw it around the strike zone. First 3 or 4 innings, the leadoff guy got on. We walked the leadoff hitter in the first 3 innings, and that didn't really hurt us. Usually that comes back and bites us in the anatomy. So, today we did a good job of shutting that down with the defense, and then he got his stride and started getting the first batter out. So,
going forward, you're going to take on Kalamazoo at home. They're a tough opponent, but you guys are going to be on your home turf. How do you plan to finish out the season strong?
There's no real plan for any particular team. It's just go out there and execute the things that you're supposed to execute when you play baseball. With Kalamazoo, we have a doubleheader because we had where their field flooded. So we have 2 sevens one day. Usually that plays into our advantage because, our starters usually get 6 or 7. So that might help us out. And we usually play pretty well against Kalamazoo. One of the games, though, they'll be home, so that'll be really weird. But, we got 3 games with them and 2 games with Battle Creek in the next 4 days. So, we'll just do what we got to do. So we used as few pitchers as we could tonight, and then some that we put in I pulled out. Like Bennis, I could have left him in there, but I know I'm going to need him in that doubleheader, so I pulled him out.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Christiana Rosa here with player of the game, Ethan Rossi. Ethan, you had a phenomenal game, highlighted by that 2-run home run in the top of the 5th inning. Break down that win for me.
The boys came to play today. We lucked out with a lot of free bases and tried to capitalize in big moments and just found a way to score more than them.
Yeah, this was a very different game than the past 3 against the Leprechauns, but you guys really did find every single gap you could and capitalized on the Leprechaun errors. What was your approach to finding those?
Really just staying patient, trying to get good pitches to hit, not letting guys off the hook early in the count.
You guys were also very clean when it comes to fielding. You only had 2 errors, and that was really big in finding that win for you guys. How did you guys clean it up today as compared to the rest of the series?
I would just say we're capable of it, It's sometimes make some errors, but today, cleaned it up just by being who we are.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You guys were the underdogs this season. You didn't make the playoffs, but you came out on top with this win, and it was a big win. Can you kind of tell me a little bit more about how people underestimate you and how you want to prevail over that?
Yeah, same story. Like, we can be a good team. It's just a matter of showing up that day. across the Northwoods, everyone has good players, and all the teams are good if you catch them on the wrong day. And I mean, the Rabbits got hot today.
Thank you so much. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the series finale between the Royal Oak Leprechauns and the Kokomo Jackrabbits. The Leprechauns will be back at home tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. to take on the Kalamazoo Growlers. Then they'll hit the road to challenge the Kalamazoo Growlers yet again. Make sure to join us here at Memorial Park or tune in on the Northwood League Plus app. See you then.